New this morning, former White House press secretary Stephanie Grisham speaking out for the first time in a brand new TV interview ahead of the release of her new book detailing her time in the White House.
You're likely to go down in history as the only White House press secretary who never held a press conference. Did President Trump order you not to hold briefings?
Yes, when we discussed me taking the job, he had already suspended the briefings for about 6 months under Sarah. And he said he didn't think we needed any more briefings. He spoke to the press two or three times a day directly. So then my job was going to be to work more behind the scenes with print, with regional and local.
But you were talking about this culture of casual dishonesty at the White House. So you were, as press secretary, even if you weren't giving briefings, enabling that culture, weren't you?
Yes, I was, and I've reflected on that, and I regret that, and especially now watching him and so many people push the false election narrative, I now want to, in whatever way I can, educate the public about the behaviors within the White House, because it does look like he's going to try to run in 2024.
You believe he will?
I didn't at first, but I'm starting to believe he will. I mean, he's clearly the front runner in the Republican Party. Everybody's showing their fealty to him. He's on his revenge tour for, people who dared to vote for impeachment. And I want to just warn people that once he takes office, if he were to win, he doesn't have to worry about re-election anymore. He will be about revenge. He will probably have some pretty draconian policies that go on. There were conversations a lot of times that people would say, that'll be the second term, that'll be the second term, meaning we won't have to worry about, a re-election.
Was it a mistake to work for President Trump?
Yes.
Why'd you do it?
Like I said in the beginning, watching how people reacted to him, and I do believe he gave voice to a lot of people who did feel forgotten. But I think that many of us, myself included, got into that White House and got heady with power and became really, we didn't think about serving the country anymore. It was about surviving in there. And he loved it. He loved the chaos, and it's bad. And obviously hindsight is 2020. I have no illusions right now that people are going to suddenly think I'm some hero. That's not what this is about. This has not been a fun process for me. I mean, even just with the statement you just read, the left doesn't like me, the right doesn't like me, but I have gone back to basics, and I have my family and I have my friends, and people can, take this book for what it is. It's honest, and that's all I can say.
Joining us now is CNN White House correspondent Kate Bennett. It's juicy, that is for sure, this book, right? It's got a lot of details in it. I wonder what you think of her comments so far, knowing what you know about the book, which you've read.
Yeah, I mean, I do think it's interesting. She is basically saying this was a bad place. This continues to be a person, speaking of former President Donald Trump, whose motives are driven by revenge or driven by wanting to change the country in a way that might not be accepted. I think it was interesting what she said there about the refrain of this, that'll be the second term for the more draconian policies that were discussed within the West Wing. I think the juicy parts, as you say, are going to be the most interesting of Grisham's book, in that she was really in the room more than any other advisor for both the president and the first lady. And I think for me, reading the book, those moments of insight into the chaotic world, the drama, the real life apprentice-y sort of feel in the West Wing was what was interesting. Yeah.
You have reaction from the former First Lady.
Right. I just got this from Melania Trump's office about Stephanie Grisham. I'm just going to read it real quick. The author is desperately trying to rehabilitate her tarnished reputation by manipulating and distorting the truth about Mrs. Trump. Ms. Grisham is a deceitful and troubled individual who doesn't deserve anyone's trust. And as Stephanie Grisham has said, she's expecting this. She's expecting them to take her down. And she said, I mean, this is the irony of the whole thing. She says, I was once one of the people who worked on the inside and took others down when they turned on the Trumps. That was her job, ostensibly, for many, many years.
Yeah, where she said they got heady with power, basically didn't care about serving the country. That is a sad admission, and certainly we're looking to see for more answers from her.